When you use an LLM in a backend service to extract structured data, you have to be specific about what you ask for. Every extra field in the prompt costs tokens on every single request, and in a chat window, that's pretty much invisible. In a backend with thousands of users, a fraction of a cent per request times 100,000 requests is real money that you could avoid spending. This episode came out of finding exactly that in my own prompt, plus a few other things that are worth cleaning up, so there is a solid base to keep building on. You can see now the application after the changes. It can receive the HTTP request to save the expenses as it was before, but later in the location it gets back the pass where it can check whether this ID of the request is already processed or not. So if the duplicated request arrives, the server now responds with 200 instead of 202, so the client can distinguish it. So as you see, the field merchant is coming through AI request present in the AI prompt, but it's not used anyhow after the extraction. So we need to change it and save it to the database as well, as merchant is good knowledge for expense tracking application. And we need to show it on the UI. And to make the application be able to respond with distinguishable information, we need the processing to not be void, basically. And but before that, let's tune a bit the completion of completable future, because it was ignoring the exception and it should not. If something happens, if something is wrong in the process, we want to know it. We want to be this information present in our logs. So if there is an exception, we will log the error. And now let's make these two methods respond with the I think some kind of record should be all right, or maybe even an enum as what it needs to give back as a result is basically the information whether the processing request was accepted or it is considered as duplicate and it's just skipped. So we have this service. Our service is now returning the correct value, and we can build a simple map where we define the rules of what is the response entity on which of the enum values. So for accepted, we take accepted, which is 202. For duplicate, we just respond with 200, and client will do the rest. Actually, we also can encapsulate the status setting, so the status is perceived directly in the inbound message class, and the service just know that it just gives the information to the message about what happened. So if everything is all right, status will be processed as it was before. If something fails, we fail it, and we add the FailureReason. It should be nullable. Nullable is the default, so it's not necessary to basically write it. It can be removed. And here, that's enough. That's pretty much enough. Other thing which we can do in controller is to add the location, and we can put the path to which the client can request additional information about the result of the processing. I will do it through the function, so because it's like it's more visible, in my opinion, to keep everything like such kind of logic on top of the class in the static variables. Nevertheless, let's continue. The thing which is left to do is to have the inbound message view. So basically the new endpoint, which gives the information about the status of the inbound message, whether it was processed or not yet. So we need to create the new method in service and in the repository, and that's enough. And as we use Spring JPA, this method will be resolved by reflection into the query. So we don't need to do anything there. Here we just add the processing of the inbound message view controller, and let's check it out. I restarted the application, and yes, you can see we have an error. It's about the field merchant. I made it non-nullable in database, but yeah, non-null property references a null. So this field, I made it non-nullable in database, and it was not the right choice, as in extraction rules, I specify to the AI that it indeed can be null if it's not mentioned. So removing the nullability helped, and now if we get it, there is also, yeah, like the failure reason is defined, not defined, but is present in the payload, and we don't really need it to have it cleaner. Let's just include one simple annotation, which includes into the JSON object only fields that are not nullable. And here you can see we don't have this information anymore. And the merchant in this exact entry, it's not present, but still we have it in database. We are saving it into the database, and that's what the whole cleanup of the application was about. And now, as we have it cleaned up, I feel safer to proceed to the next step, which will be the next episode, which will be about adding the UI. UI will be done fully with the means of LLM, as I am backend developer. I have no skills of doing any kind of good UI, but that's the information for the next episode. So hope this episode was... Hope you enjoyed this episode, and see you in the next one.